Welcome to my YouTube channel, Soul Velocity. Today we're diving deep into a topic that will separate your habits from your destiny. The title is, Pain is not your enemy, it's your fuel. And I've broken this journey down into 10 powerful parts, each one built to challenge, stretch, and grow you. So buckle up. Let's begin with part one. The lie pain tells you. Pain tells you to stop. Pain tells you to give up. Pain tells you that something's wrong. But here's what pain doesn't tell you, that it's trying to build you. We've been taught to avoid it, to numb it, to pretend it doesn't exist. But the truth is, pain is not your enemy. Pain is a messenger. Pain is a mirror. Pain is your invitation to rise. See, we think growth is supposed to feel good, but growth don't happen in comfort. Growth happens in the fire. It happens when your back is against the wall and quitting looks easier than continuing. Steve Harvey didn't become Steve Harvey on a stage. He became him in silence, in hunger, in moments when pain said, you're not gonna make it, and something deeper inside said, keep going. If you're hurting right now, I want you to hear me. You are not broken. You are not defeated. You are not alone. You are becoming. Because pain doesn't mean something's wrong. Sometimes pain means you're in the middle of something, right for your future, right for your strength, right for your transformation. You see, diamonds are not formed in calm. They are formed in pressure. And so are you. You're being shaped right now, not by comfort, not by praise, but by everything trying to take you out. You're being tested, not to destroy you, but to define you. So stop asking, why me? Start asking, what now? What can I learn from this? What's this trying to teach me? What's this pushing me toward? Because that pain, it's not just there to sting you, it's there to strengthen you. When you change your relationship with pain, you change your potential. So today, stop running from it. Sit with it, listen to it, let it speak, and then let it drive you. Because pain only wins if it makes you bitter. But if it makes you better, you've already won. And right now, you're not being punished, you're being prepared. Prepare for the version of you that doesn't give up. Prepare for the dream that's bigger than your excuses. Prepare for the purpose that's waiting on the other side of your pressure. This is just the beginning. And the fire you're in right now, it's not meant to burn you. It's meant to refine you. Now breathe, stand tall, and walk through it like it's building something powerful, because it is. Part two, what pain unlocks in you that comfort never will. Everybody wants peace. Everybody wants clarity. Everybody wants success. But very few people want to go through the pain that unlocks all of that. See, pain has a purpose. It's not just a warning, it's a weapon. Not to break you, but to break open the parts of you that you didn't know were there. You don't find your strength when everything is easy. You find your strength when everything hurts, and you keep showing up anyway. Steve Harvey didn't find his gift on the mountaintop. He discovered it in the valley. He found his voice in a car with no gas. He found his purpose when nobody clapped. He found his resilience when his own people said he wouldn't make it. That's the gift of pain. It shows you what you've got when you've got nothing left. Pain strips away the noise. Pain reveals your truth. Pain doesn't ask if you're ready. It demands that you rise. And in those moments when you feel like everything's falling apart, it might be falling into place. You don't need perfect conditions to grow. You need the pressure. You need the silence. You need the discomfort that tells you, this season is shaping me for something bigger. Comfort will lie to you. It'll tell you you're okay right where you are. But pain tells the truth. Pain says there's more in you. It says you weren't made to settle. It says you were born to become. So when life squeezes you, pay attention, because what comes out in the pain is what you truly carry. Will it be bitterness, or will it be boldness? Will it be excuses, or will it be elevation? Don't waste your pain, use it. Let it sharpen your vision. Let it fuel your discipline. Let it remind you of what you survived and what you're capable of. Pain isn't the problem, avoiding it is. Because when you run from pain, you also run from power. That next level you keep praying for is on the other side of the pain you keep avoiding. So stop numbing it. Stop pretending it's not there. Start listening to what it's trying to show you. Because one day you'll look back and realize pain didn't block your progress. It built your platform. You're not weak for feeling it. You're powerful because you kept walking through it. Let that sink in. Let that change how you see what you're going through. Because it's not the enemy. It's the entrance to everything you're becoming. Part three, why you were chosen to carry this fire. You ever wonder why you're going through what you're going through? Why it feels heavier for you than for others? Why the weight won't let up no matter how much good you try to do? It's because you were chosen to carry the fire. Not everybody can, not everybody should. There's something inside you that needed to be forged, not gifted. It had to be shaped in silence. It had to be carved through rejection. It had to be built when nothing made sense but the belief you refused to let go of. You were chosen not because you're special in a flashy way. You were chosen because you wouldn't break under the pressure. Because deep down, even when the tears came, you said, I'm not quitting here. Steve Harvey once said, your setback is a setup for your comeback. That's not just a phrase, that's a blueprint. Every delay you face, it wasn't denial. Every closed door, it was redirection. You think it's punishment, but it's preparation. Preparation for the kind of life people dream about but don't fight for. Preparation for influence, for leadership, for impact, and yes, for legacy. Legacy ain't built in the light, it's built in the fire. In the moments when no one claps, when no one calls, when no one sees you, and you keep working anyway. That's where champions are born. That's where voices like Steve Harvey's were carved. You weren't meant to blend in. You were born to break change. You were created to raise standards, shift generations, and stand when others fold. And to do that, you needed the fire. Because easy doesn't build destiny. Comfort doesn't build legacy. Only pressure does. So the question isn't why me? The real question is why not me? Why shouldn't I be the one to rise from this? Why shouldn't I be the one to rewrite the story? Why shouldn't I be the one who turns pain into purpose and wounds into wisdom? You're not weak for being in the fire. You're powerful because you didn't run from it. And right now, even as you listen to this, the very fact that you're still breathing, still standing, still fighting, it means you're still chosen. Say this: I am not the pain I feel. I am the power I walk in. I am not the loss I experience. I am the lesson I live through. Don't doubt your strength just because it came through suffering. It's the reason your strength is real. You were chosen, not by accident, not by luck, but by design. Now own that and let this fire make you unstoppable. Part 4, turning wounds into wisdom and struggle into strategy. There's something powerful that happens when you stop hiding from your wounds and start learning from them. That's when healing becomes strategy. That's when your scars stop being shame and start becoming evidence that you survived what was meant to break you. Steve Harvey didn't get to the top by skipping pain. He got there by using it, by letting every no sharpen his voice, by letting every loss teach him how to win different next time. You're not weak because you've struggled. You're wise because you kept walking through it. Wisdom isn't just knowing what to do, it's remembering what didn't work. It's walking into new rooms with old lessons. It's letting yesterday's pain build today's purpose. Every mistake, every failure, every fall, that's your teacher. And if you pay attention, it'll turn your wounds into tools. You're not meant to pretend you've never been hurt. You're meant to use what hurt you to help others rise. You don't have to wait until everything's perfect to speak power. Sometimes your best message comes from your most broken moment. The world doesn't need more polished people. It needs real ones. People who've fallen and gotten back up. People who've cried and kept walking. People who failed and refused to quit. Let your struggle speak. Let it pour into your discipline. Let it give you the kind of drive that doesn't stop just because it's hard. That's what separates people who wish from people who work. When you use your struggle, it stops being a weight and becomes your weapon. You start waking up with fire again. You start walking into rooms like you belong. Not because you've never been broken, but because you rebuilt stronger. Steve Harvey turned his nights in a car into stories that moved millions. He turned rejection into redirection. He turned pain into platforms, and you can do the same. Say this: my struggle is not my sentence, it's my strategy. My pain didn't come to stop me, it came to prepare me. Use what broke you to break through. Use what delayed you to build depth. Use what the enemy meant for harm and flip it into fuel. Because nothing's wasted when it's surrendered, and no wound is useless when it leads to wisdom. You're not just surviving anymore. You're turning this story into a strategy that can't be stopped. Part 5, rebuilding your fire when you've lost the spark. There comes a moment when the grind gets heavy, when you've been pushing, praying, showing up, and nothing seems to shift. When the fire that used to burn bright feels more like ashes. We don't talk about this part enough. The part where you're still doing the right thing, but the results don't come. The part where motivation goes quiet and doubt starts screaming. Steve Harvey had those moments. Moments when he thought the stage might never come. Moments when he questioned if the dream was worth the struggle. But what separates the successful from the stuck is how you respond when the fire flickers. Losing your spark doesn't mean you failed, it means you're human. But staying stuck there, that's a decision. So what do you do when the spark fades? You rebuild it, not by waiting to feel inspired, but by choosing to move with discipline. Because sometimes the fire doesn't come back in a roar. Sometimes it comes back in a whisper, and you've got to be quiet enough to hear it. You start small, you show up again, you speak life again. You remember why you started. You don't chase a feeling, you chase a future. And in that space, when it's not glamorous, when it's not exciting, when no one's watching, you rebuild a deeper kind of fire. A fire that's not based on results, a fire based on resilience. You remind yourself, I'm not here because it's easy. I'm here because it's mine. Because my calling is bigger than my comfort. Steve didn't wait for applause. He gave himself permission to believe again. And you can too. So get still. Get honest. Ask yourself, what did I stop believing about myself? What lie did pain convince me of? What truth do I need to return to? The fire is still in you. It just needs air. It needs commitment. It needs you to stop looking for perfect timing and start looking in the mirror. Say this, my spark may be dim, but it is not gone. I will breathe life into it until it becomes a blaze. Don't wait for permission to get your power back. Reignite it with small steps, with clear intention, and with the belief that this time you're not just starting again, you're starting wiser. Because the fire was never gone. It was waiting for your permission to rise again. Part 6, when silence is your greatest test, there's a space between the promise and the payoff. A quiet season, a stretch of days where you hear nothing, feel nothing, see no progress, but you're still expected to believe. That silence is not the absence of purpose, it's the presence of testing. Steve Harvey knows what silence feels like. Sleeping in a car, no stage, no audience, no phone call back. But he also knows what comes after silence. Elevation. See, silence doesn't mean failure. It means you've entered the space where only the serious stay. The quitters already left. The loud ones already gave up. This is where champions are made. Silence strips away distraction. Silence reveals your source. Silence asks you, do you believe even now? When you can't feel it, when you can't explain it, when you can't prove it to anyone. That's where faith isn't just an idea, it's a lifestyle. And in that silence, you get to choose. Will I create noise to feel better? Or will I stay grounded in what I know is true? Silence is where your identity is forged. It's where you learn to build without applause. Where you learn to speak life to yourself because nobody else is. And if you can survive that, the quiet, the wait, the hidden seasons, you'll come out with something unshakable. Steve didn't hear a yes for years, but he didn't let the lack of sound convince him to quit. He treated silence as sacred, a signal that something was coming, not that it was over. Sometimes God hides you to heal you. Sometimes silence is protection, giving you space to grow before exposure. But here's the key. What you do in silence determines what shows up in your season of sound. Use it to plan. Use it to prepare. Use it to reconnect with the deeper why that got buried under pressure. Don't rush out of the quiet. Don't resent it. Refine yourself in it. Say this, I don't need the noise to know I'm growing. My silence is not a setback. It's my soil. Because when silence ends, you don't want to show up empty. You want to be ready. Ready to lead. Ready to build. Ready to carry the weight your voice will soon demand. So don't waste this moment. This silence might be your greatest teacher. And what it's building in you, the world will soon see. Part 7, when the vision is clear but the path is hard. There's a frustration that hits different when you know exactly what you're meant to do, but the path to get there feels impossible. The dream is loud, the vision is vivid, but every step forward feels like resistance, like something's pushing back, like the road that should be paved is full of detours and delays. Let me tell you something right now. Hard doesn't mean wrong. Difficult doesn't mean you're off track. Sometimes the path gets hard because the vision is that important, because the breakthrough you're heading toward requires more than just passion. It demands preparation. Steve Harvey saw his stage before he ever stood on it. He visualized his impact while the world ignored him. And that's why he kept going. Not because it was easy, but because the vision wouldn't leave. You don't quit just because the road is uphill. You dig deeper. You climb stronger. You lean on the vision when your energy runs out. The clearer the vision, the greater the resistance. Because greatness attracts opposition. Dreams that are big enough to shift generations will always be challenged. But hear this, the hard path builds you for the heavy promise. It teaches you endurance. It trains your character. It humbles you so the blessing doesn't destroy you. It's not just about getting there. It's about becoming the kind of person who can handle it once you arrive. And that's what the hard path does. It strips away ego. It kills entitlement. It replaces wishful thinking with warrior discipline. Say this, my path is hard because my calling is heavy. I was built for this, even when it hurts. When the vision is clear, but the path is hard, don't ask for easier roads. Ask for stronger legs. You already saw the destination. Now build the version of you who can walk through the pain to reach it. Because the clearer your purpose becomes, the louder your discipline must speak. And the more committed you are to the vision, the less room you'll have for excuses. You're not crazy for believing. You're not behind. You're just in the part where strength is built and vision is proven. Keep going. The path might be hard, but so are you. Part 8, how to protect your vision in a world that doesn't see it. Not everyone will understand your dream. Not everyone will see what you see. Not everyone will clap when you speak your future into existence. And that's okay, because your vision wasn't given to them, it was given to you. Steve Harvey said it plainly. The dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. You might not get support. You might get laughed at. You might hear every reason why it won't work. But if you spend your life waiting for validation, you'll never activate your vision. You've got to learn to protect it, to guard it, to water it, even when no one else believes in it. Not because it's easy, but because it's yours. People can't support what they don't understand. And sometimes their doubt isn't about your dream, it's about their limits. You can't shrink to fit their comfort. You can't lower your light so they feel brighter. You've got a fire to protect. And protecting your vision doesn't mean being loud. Sometimes it means being silent. It means grinding in secret. It means building behind the scenes. It means showing up with consistency, not complaints. Say this: I don't need everyone to believe in me. I believe enough for all of us. The truth is, the world doesn't owe you applause. It owes you nothing. Your vision isn't a popularity contest. It's a personal contract. And every day you show up for it, you prove you're worthy of what's coming. So if they doubt you, let them. If they mock you, smile and build anyway. If they walk away, walk toward your purpose even harder. Because in the end, they'll see what you always knew, that you were never crazy. You were called. And when your vision becomes reality, you won't need to say a word. Your life will be the proof. This is your permission to protect the dream, unapologetically, to rise above the noise, to outgrow the doubt, to chase the calling that keeps you up at night. Because the world might not see it yet, but soon they'll have no choice. Part 9, the discipline to keep going when you feel nothing. There's a point in every journey where emotions shut off. The excitement fades. The inspiration dries up. You wake up one morning and that fire you used to feel, gone. But the dream, still there. This is the moment where most people stop. Not because they're weak, but because they were waiting on a feeling to carry them. And feelings are temporary, but discipline stays. Steve Harvey didn't build his name on motivation. He built it on commitment. On days when the crowd was silent, on nights when the phone didn't ring, he didn't wait to feel it. He got up and did it anyway. That's the secret. The most powerful people don't move because they feel inspired. They move because they made a decision to keep walking when the thrill is gone, a decision to keep building when no one notices, a decision to keep giving their best even when it looks like it's not working. Discipline is what carries the vision when emotion disappears. It's what gets you out of bed when the goal feels far. It's what makes you unstoppable, even when no one's watching. So how do you build that? How do you keep going when nothing around you is changing? You anchor to why you started. You return to the purpose, not the pace. You measure progress in commitment, not applause. Say this: I don't move by mood, I move by mission. I don't wait to feel it, I create the feeling through action. Every time you choose discipline over doubt, you become stronger. Every time you act without applause, you grow deeper. Every time you take one more step, you're rewriting your future. Don't underestimate what happens in this season. This is where the quiet victories stack up. This is where the internal wins begin. And soon, the external success will catch up to the internal consistency. Keep going, keep building, keep showing up, because what you feel doesn't define your future, but what you do every single day absolutely does. Discipline doesn't just get you there, it keeps you there. Part 10, when pain becomes purpose and you rise as proof. There comes a point in the journey when you look back and suddenly everything starts to make sense. The pain, the delay, the rejection, the silence. You realize it didn't come to destroy you, it came to develop you. Steve Harvey isn't just successful because he's funny. He's powerful because he turned pain into purpose. He used the nights in his car as fuel for his stage. He used every no to sharpen his yes. And now he's not just a name, he's proof. And that's what you're becoming too. The fire didn't burn you out, it burned off what wasn't meant to stay. The storm didn't drown you, it deepened your anchor. The silence didn't break you, it made you listen. Everything you've walked through has built a voice inside you that the world needs. You're not here by chance, you're here on assignment. And your scars aren't your shame, they're your signature. Say this: my pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. I am not just a survivor, I am the proof that purpose rises from pressure. You don't need everyone to believe in you, you just need to believe in the assignment God gave you. And when you walk in that unapologetically, courageously, relentlessly, your life becomes the answer to someone else's question. This is your moment to speak louder, to stand taller, to move forward with power. Not because you've avoided pain, but because you used it. You're not broken, you're becoming. You're not behind, you're built differently. Let this be the season you rise, not just with noise, but with proof. Proof that faith works, proof that struggle produces strength, proof that purpose was never found in perfection. It was always shaped in pain. So go ahead, tell your story, live it boldly, speak it honestly, and let the world know you don't just dream, you don't just survive, you rise as proof. Thank you for walking this journey with me. If this message lit a fire in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, live it, and let it shape you, because someone out there is waiting on your rise. And I'll say this one last time: you are not your pain. You are the proof that purpose always finds a way. Welcome to Soul Velocity. I'll see you in the next video.